Common decency in our country is deteriorating at rapid rates. This isn't something available in an analytics discussion or some kind of political rant. It's just common sense. The International Tennis Federation suspended Maria Sharapova for 2 years for testing positive for a banned substance. The committee said she did not intend to cheat, but she did bear sole responsibility. Sharapova will miss 2 years for taking a banned substance. Jeffrey Simmons is going to miss 3 hours. Don't know him? Well, Simmons is seen here in the red shorts punching a woman on the ground during a fight. Mississippi State elected to not only let the star freshman enroll, but the football team is only suspending Simmons for 1 game for repeatedly punching a woman. Sharapova gets 2 years for meldonium. The NFL, of course, set the standard originally for guys hitting girls. Remember, it took them 5 months to suspend Ray Rice for hitting his fiancée, and they were only going to make him sit out 2 games. When that video went public 2 months later, only then did they take harsher action. Of course, the Joe Mixon tape at Oklahoma still hasn't gone public. But you ask any Oklahoma media member that's seen it, and the manner in which he beat that girl is terrifying. The Sooners did suspend Mixon for a season, but he is still in the program. Now look, suspensions are tricky business. Tom Brady will sit out 4 games for allegedly deflating footballs. Remember, Ray Rice was originally only going to miss half of that for punching a woman. Nick Diaz, suspended for testing positive for marijuana use. UFC suspended him for 5 years, eventually reducing it to 18 months. Think about this. Diaz was scheduled to miss 5 years in his sport for marijuana. Simmons, 1 game for this. At Baylor, sexual assault cases continue. KCEN and Waco revealed another case against a football player tonight, and at Stanford, a rape case in which a judge gave the then Stanford swimmer 6 months in jail. 6 months for rape behind a dumpster. You and I don't get to play judge, jury, and executioner, but those that do, please start using common decency. Judges, commissioners, athletic directors, head coaches, all of you hold big-time power. Use big-time common sense, too. It may sound a little surprising to you that I do think Art Briles had the right intentions when he tried to give kids a second chance. College-age kids deserve second chances when they fail a class or when they drop a pass, not when they rape, not when they beat. The line is not gray here. It's black and it's white. Maria Sharapova suspended 2 years for a substance. Jonathan Simmons suspended 1 game for punching a woman. Common decency, common sense. This isn't that difficult.
You can't play lower to nobody's level. You can't come out of there and just play at their level. We're Texas. We got to play at a high level. We know who we are, and when we come out there this Saturday, we're going to play at that level.
This is not a knock on Chris Nelson because he's not the first and he won't be the last. And on top of it all, he's from Florida. Didn't grow up loving Vince and Colt, Rack and Earl, Major and Roy. The guys who made We Are Texas the cool thing to say. This isn't a knock on Charlie Strong because he's still trying to do what even Mack Brown couldn't over his final 4 years at Texas, erase the entitlement. This is a knock on the arrogance and the faux confidence of a program that's fallen from grace over the last 7 years, but continues to believe it's still prominent nationally. It's only prominent nationally in its collapse. Texas beat Oklahoma a year ago and then beat Kansas State, allowing 26 total points in the process. The Charlie Strong product was finally showing up on the field. Then they went to Ames.
You saw it coming because before the game we're out there, and I think it may have been like a little dew on the grass or something, and they're just like, oh, it's slippery. Okay, so we're going to worry about the grass, you know. Okay, it's slippery on both sides.
The ensuing 24-0 shutout loss to Iowa State, an Iowa State team that finished 3-9, was a perfect reminder. Texas doesn't play down to its competition anymore. It's just an average football program. It has been for 7 years. As proof, here are some of the Power 5 teams with more wins than Texas since 2010. NC State, Northwestern, Penn State, West Virginia, North Carolina, Mississippi State. Heck, Missouri has 10 more wins than Texas. And remember what DeLoss Dodds once so confidently said, quote, "Our bad years aren't that bad. Take a school like Missouri. Our bad years are better than their good years." No, Texas' bad years really are that bad now. Since 2010, Texas is 43-38. Since 2010, Texas Tech is 43-38. Since 2010, Texas A&M is 58-26. Without Justin Tucker's final kick, the Longhorns wouldn't have much to hold over Texas A&M anymore. Texas does not play down to its competition anymore. Its competition is simply better. Okay, is the head coaching job at Texas one of the best in the country? Of course. Is the history of Texas football one of the best in the country? Of course. But October 11, 2016, is Texas an elite football program? Not even remotely close. We Are Texas, no longer intimidating. It's just words. And this is just another program.
I did not know he was going to be here. I just saw him when we got off the elevator and walked in the door. But I guess he's making sure I'm okay, huh? I haven't jumped off the stadium yet.
If there is one thing Charlie Strong's done well in his Texas tenure, it's his candidness. When Athletic Director Mike Perrin and Associate AD Arthur Johnson made a surprise but brief appearance at this morning's press conference, we thought it signaled something bigger. Nothing materialized. When Tyrone Swoops dove across that goal line against Notre Dame in the second overtime and Joe Tessitore made the call, Texas is back, folks, it signaled something bigger. Nothing materialized. And when we sat here a year ago for Texas OU Week, Strong's program coming off another embarrassing loss, 50-7 to TCU, there was Charlie smiling, telling everyone that he could that things would change sooner rather than later. And it finally did with a resounding 24-17 win over 10th-ranked Oklahoma. It signaled something bigger, but nothing materialized. Time after time, we've listened to Charlie Strong say he will fix it. Time after time, nothing's materialized. So what's enough time? When Strong started his Texas tenure, I said he would need 4 full years to get the program growing the direction he wanted, but he's got to have that 4th year to do that. Now Strong's certainly done some of this to himself. After today, 8 of the 9 assistants he originally hired are either gone or demoted. The in-game details, horrible special teams, terrible penalties, and bizarre decisions are taking their toll. It looks like the offense is better, but it looks like the defense is worse than last year's worst defense in school history. Today's demotion of Vance Bedford signals Strong's last chance at surviving at Texas because he was brought here for defense, and it's all on him now. SI's Pete Thamel reports a Texas official told him Strong is very close to losing his job when this season ends. The Longhorn Vultures are circling. No one wants to hear about the youth. No one really wants to hear any more about the words. They want action. 8 games to go in this season. It's just a little too early to say that Charlie Strong is done at Texas. After everything he's done for 2.5 years to make this program right, what happens if he does? What happens if this team finishes 9-3 or 8-4 or even 7-5 with a bowl win and the defense is better down the stretch? What do you do if you're Texas then? Because all of it would signal something bigger's in store. But UT would be left with the $10 million question. Will it finally materialize?